going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S., part of Dan Media Group, presented by AlphaClinicOnline.com. Man, Alpha Clinic Online was the MVP for the last 10 days, actually the month of February. If you need the energy, if you just watch my social media, you see how I just keep going and going and going. That's only because of Alpha Clinic, man. Alpha Clinic just is out here just to help you. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, you know who I saw when I went to go meet with WME? I saw a guy who just keeps going and going and going, looking very full of life and ready to sling that D all around the NFL. That was Adam Fuller. I saw my coach, Adam Fuller. We was just sitting there chopping it up, talking a little bit about stuff. So the Fuller D is headed to the NFL. Fuller D in LA. You can have Fuller D. You can have a good stingy D. I came up with a new name for it for the Nebraska D. I forgot. We got all kinds of D that we could just be slanging around when you have Alpha Clinic Online. Right? Get your energy right. Helps your pipe, helps your other health. Again, just energy to be able to come in, complete 2025 with all the stress and things that needs to come up, that you can come up with. So check out alphacliniconline.com to get you a free blood panel evaluation. Just tell them Big Game sent you. Lots of things going on in the world. Lots of stuff to catch up on. We missed Friday's show, but we got tons of NFL content and more coming up with the connections that were made at the Combine through the Senior Bowl, basically through the whole month of February. Make sure you go check us out as we update everything. And it's should be a good jam-packed show. So what we got, Jaden?
All right, so first show back from the Combine. Good morning, y'all. Monday, March 3rd. So first things first, we're going to get into some Mandarin U and a prospective Mandarin U player that have been balling. So we're going to recap that. Then we're going to move over to the NCAA world, talk about FSU baseball, softball, basketball. We ain't going to talk too much about it. We got whooped. So then we're going to talk about Texas A&M and their major media deal, ranking some college football logos. Then we're going to do a little food highlight with Tulane's football schedule. Then the major portion / bulk of the show is the Combine. Going to recap the Combine, some of the clips we got, some of the clips circulating the internet, and some of the stats out there associated with some of the some notable players. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some NFL news, obviously Debo to the Commanders and what that entailed. And we're going to look at the best players in each NFL division. We're going to look at a list describing that and see what James thinks of that. Then we're going to have our Big Games BS segment, talk about the Alabama A&M women's basketball coach and their record, Tank Dell's fight, and I got a few more funny clips in there as well. But James, you took to Twitter, posted this, and man, the Under Armour camps is... Mandarin U kids have been balling at these camps, and none other than Brody Jennings. I know Brody was moving up on the On3 rankings from his camps and his performances. Currently committed to Michigan. Am I?
Yep.
Okay, currently committed to Michigan, but out of Mandarin, plays for South Florida Express 7-on-7. Wish he was at MFTK. Wish he was at Domo. Really do. That team would have been another force to be reckoned with. But while I'm pulling this up, James, just talk about Brody's impact and how he's been grinding recently and been getting the UA MVP just like Brian did.
One, Brody is an amazing athlete. He runs track as well. Shout out to Monster. Anybody who's a Florida State fan got to know who Monster. That's Bradley Jennings. Played linebacker at Florida State, won a national championship, all of that jazz. Monster's got 4 kids right now, right? Excuse me, got 5. He's got 3 boys, 2 girls. Both his older sons, but one still plays at Mississippi State. Brandon. Bradley Jr. played at Miami and Indiana. His daughter runs track at Miami. And now Brody is going to potentially be a 5-star DB when it's all said and done. And then we don't know what baby girl's going to do because she's not that old yet. But I just want to shout out Bradley Monster, aka Monster, for being, one of the phenomenal black dads that, again, he's putting a bunch of kids, but bunch of kids at school. Can't say like he's doing it the right way. He's got it figured out. I've only seen one other parent do it this way. Actually, excuse me, to have this many kids, and that would be the Loaches. But Brody is a physical corner, uses his hands very well, faster than what he looks because he's got long strides, and he's basically a shutdown guy. Nobody really throws or attacks him. So when we're playing, I think FSU is starting to go after him harder now, but who knows? People ask me, is he coming to FSU? I said, "Bro, I don't know what FSU is doing with recruiting." So my job is to just make sure kids make the best choices for themselves. And when they ask my opinion, I give them my opinion. And I hope they all go to Florida State. So I don't know. But shout out to him getting the MVP. It's only one 7-on-7 team that consistently cooks them. So and I think it's just the matchups, and we're just really, really good. We got a lot of cats over there, and that's Domo. Like when we play Domo, we finna fuck them up now. I tell them it's a bounty on Brody's head, but have I talked about when we played SFE in the sevens, how Brody cost the kid $300? Brody cost the kid a $300 NIL deal because he held him 3 times. He got cooked. Wingo gave him the business. But Brody's worthy of it. I can't wait to see the things this season coming up here at Mandarin U. There's only 2 Under Armour camps in the state of Florida, and we got MVPs in both of them. There isn't any other school in Jacksonville that's doing what we do. We're a one-stop shop. So, and shout out to and if we didn't give Brian Harris his flowers, shout out to Brian for doing very well in the Orlando Under Armour Combine. So shout out to those guys.
James, we got a future Mandarin kid right here, man. Got your boy, man. Literally got your boy.
Yeah, 2032 prospect, and Florida State commit. Because they'd have to severely fuck this one up. They don't even have to go through dad for this one. Like he'll go on his own. But I like what he did here. He did a lot of good things in this clip. His stance is okay. We got to work on that. And he's conserving his speed. So let's watch it real quick. See what my guy does. Line misses him.
Oh my God.
The middle. Go Trey. Run, LeBron.
So you saw him cut on the burners afterwards. I was like, okay, a little swift right there. But kid just completely whiffed. I don't know what kind of zone they're running there. Man, that linebacker should have went with him, but it was good picks and good catch. Terrible ball security, though. We got to work on that. 7-on-7 produces so many bad habits, but that is not the way we run with the football when we catch it. That is a definite no-no. But he scored a touchdown, did really, really good on defense as well. Yeah. The kid just whiffed, and I don't know who is 3. Yeah, a lot of the tournaments now, they're not Guardian caps, they're Game Breaker is the big company with this. So they're making you wear helmets. They do absolutely fucking nothing, by the way. But just wow. Just completely whiffed. And you would think the skinny kids can catch him, but no, he's a big kid. So ball in his hands, playmakers. Coleman is Swahili for touchdown. Yes, Kyle, that is my son. That is my jit. That is my namesake. And Killer did his thing in flag. Everybody, they're both ready to hit people though. Killer came up to me and said, I'm just ready to hit people. And I'm like, it warmed my heart so much. He does. I was so happy. I was so happy to see them. I haven't seen them in like days. So I was on there. I'm at the combine waiting for updates of a 7-on-7 tournament that I could give two shits about because my son's in it. And they were playing a team that I absolutely hate. So we lost. They lost, but it's okay. That happens. We'll get better. So yeah. So
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about FSU baseball and softball now. Just a quick recap before we dive into other college segments. So huge shout out to the Seminoles for defeating the Georgetown Hoyas 11-2. Another BTA situation for our baseball team. Man, we are looking nice this year in baseball. So I'm glad to see us going on a tear again, getting this good dub. And you can see right here, we were ranked number 7 in the whole NCAA baseball. So, man, huge shout out to FSU for doing their thing. You know, we got to shout out the ladies as well. Man, softball beating Mercer 14-0. So another BTA situation. I'd love to see it from our baseball and softball programs.
Still trying to get my stuff together, guys. We will do a Den Media Group tailgate at a baseball game. So I'm still holding out hope for Virginia. We're gonna pack the dick. That's pack the dick. Hey yo, presented by AlphaClinicOnline.com. We are definitely gonna go do our thing with that. So just stay tuned for that. Hopefully we'll know more information quick.
Now we will transition into college, and we're going to give this next segment our money moves segment of the day. We did not recap this on our podcast. I think, yeah, but we were in Indianapolis, so we didn't really get a chance to review this topic. But Texas A&M and the oil money is ridiculous. So Texas A&M has agreed to a 15-year, $515. Yes, you heard that right. $515 million multimedia deal with Play Fly Sports. So, quote, A&M jumps from 18 million to 34 million annually, thanks to the largest such deal in college athletics. James, what do you think something like this media collaboration will do for the Texas A&M program? And do you think they will have playoff championship hopes increase with their increase in money, increase in revenue, increase in ability to get upcoming players, so on and so forth?
All right. So regardless of all right, there is only 100 some odd players you can have on your team per the new NCAA rule, right? So you said it's 515 million over 15 years. So that bumps Texas A&M up, but they'll probably get close to, I think the allotment, they're going to have close to $60 million to put into football, more than likely. So let's just go 60 million divided by 100. So that gives them the ability to pay every player $600,000 if they paid everybody fairly, right? Really significant money. The goal is still to get into the NFL, where you'll make more than $600,000. They get to the NFL, you have to play. So everybody keeps thinking these people are going to just hoard players and wait. And that's not the way the fucking shit works. Like, Texas A&M has never not had money. That's why Jimbo left. What people got to realize is Texas A&M, and then players have been getting paid. Stop it. Whether it's agents or the bagman. But the reason why Jimbo left, and I remember when Jimbo left, I remember where I was at. So it just seems like time has flown. That's crazy, right? So Tag came in 2018. So the 2017 season, that was also the first year that if anybody remembers, that's the first year. That's really when I started writing, is in 2017. You know what my first article was? through Gridiron Now. If you can go Google it, you can't find the article. Actually, you might be able to find the article on Fifth Quarter, some of them on Fifth Quarter, or on my website or Sports Den Live. But the first article was Alabama don't take this ass whipping personally. That was my first ever article that I ever wrote. And I regretted it because they beat us. And then that's kind of when Florida State went on this downward spiral. I heard right before that game that Jimbo was leaving Florida State and Texas A&M was going to offer him $70 million. And I said, bullshit, Jimbo ain't no coach in college football worth $70 fucking million guaranteed. He ain't leaving. He ain't leaving. I heard it before we played Alabama. I was at a FSU Florida mixer when it was about to happen. And I'm like, shit, that's crazy that I heard about this, I was told about this, and this shit is really happening. And then I also remember a few weeks later being in the den when Tag was supposed to be coming to Florida State and all of this other different shit. I remember trying to get Raymond Woody's son. I remember them talking about Raymond Woody's son. He wanted to get training and trying to find him a place to go train in Tallahassee where he could get good training. But Texas A&M, I say all that to say Texas A&M has always had money. Money can get you the hoes, but it ain't gonna keep them. Rich men get cheated on all the time. It's the same concept. Oregon has always had money. Oregon still can't get out of their own way. Like, I ain't worried about that. What I'm worried about is making sure we have enough money to pay the right people and have the right people to be able to put stuff in process. And you still need to have your 3 stars with heart. You got to have your top guys. You got to have your program guys. You need to make sure your top guys are happy and your program guys stay being program guys. And it's just like any NFL franchise, any pro franchise has your franchise players and you have your role players. And you got to just find a good number to be able to pay your elite role players. And if you can put elite role players into the draft, like that's going to be that actually might make football better, believe it or not. Believe it or not, if we start going and finding guys, the fullbacks, if you go back and listen to my thing from the Super Bowl, what me and the GOAT talked about, being the onion, go find some elite onions, pay them well, and then those elite onions are going to go to the NFL and make people better. Like, everybody can't be David. You need David's mighty men. And that's what we got to find. But, people don't want to be that, man. If Texas A&M had good shit, they'd have been winning a long time ago if it was just about money. Excuse me. The phrase is he got more money than Walmart. And you know who one school has 2 billionaires and you can't remember the last time they won. Arkansas got Jerry Jones and the Walmart people. And ain't neither one of them doing nothing like that. So just relax.
All right, so now we'll talk about some college football logos and your rankings of these logos, James. So I got this from College Football Kings on Twitter, and they pulled this from, quote, according to the fans. So we're going to see your opinion on these logos. And I think
they polled this according to their fans, which where are they from?
No, it said to the fans.
No, I'm saying, like, so it has to be the people that they know. Like, if right now, if I put out a poll and I say, who's the greatest school? What school you think going to win?
FSU.
I mean, by the landslide. It's because that's who I have the most influence by. Even though Luke might have got the biggest shout out in all in history. We'll talk about that when we do the draft stuff, when we talk about the combine. But, anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, they don't. I'm trying to see.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if they have any bias on their page. I'm scrolling
I don't
right
think
now.
they have. It's not. I'm not saying they have. It's an implicit bias. Like, just whoever started that page.
Yeah,
that's right. Did you also see Texas Tech got bread getting thrown that way too? Texas Tech just got a big time NIL bump too. You know who didn't get it? I'm about to start a campaign against Lululemon. I've never boycotted anything in my life. Is it Lululemon at the FSU or what's the one the FSU chick? Spanx. We're about to boycott fucking Spanx if she don't get on board. Listen, bitch, get on board with the program winning, or we're gonna come after everything you got. Donate to Florida State Spanx lady, or else. I'm gonna get all the. you're gonna be mad because you used to care about Black lives. But if our Black lives mattered, you would be donated to the Black lives that make Florida State better. Stop it. Stop holding that bread before we have to rob your ass. Nah, my bad. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted you to take a look at this list, see if you agree, disagree. Some of these teams on here, I just wanted to hear your opinion. So, yeah, we cracked the top 5. Coming in at number 2, Gators came in at number 1. Got Texas Longhorns at 3, Clemson at 4, and Michigan State at 5. We got a few other ones sprinkled in there as well, as you can see on the screen. So, James, what do you think of this list of the top college football logos? And what would you change? What would you keep the same? I'm ready, any side, to hear your opinion.
One, I've been out of now. Most of the times, the state schools are the ones that everybody recognizes, right? Outside of if you think the state of Pennsylvania, which one is the one that what school would you think of? Penn State. So nobody, but part of it's because Penn is like a fucking Ivy League school. It's very difficult to get into, but it's not the school you think of when you think of Penn State. I mean, state of Pennsylvania. As a guy who goes outside of the state of Florida quite often, I can promise you, outside of the Tebow years, ain't nobody relating the state of Florida to the University of Florida because they're just not cool. But now that was it College Football Kings, CFB Kings? Now, if CFB home did it, Florida State would be number 1. Yeah, I don't know where they're getting most of their stuff at. I don't think we own that with fifth quarter. But the fact that those are the top 2 schools show me that it's not because if you've looked at every poll, right? You know who normally is number 1? Notre Dame. And the reason why Notre Dame and Ohio State have some of the largest alumni bases. Like, so they would always be considered. Florida State has always been up there when they do the ESPN polls, the CBS polls, and things like that. I get Texas, very large school, because nobody's voting on this based on the logo. Like a steer, a paw, a Spartan, like none of these. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what the best logo? Like we're talking about the best, just going off of the art, right? I'm gonna go with the Cougar for Washington. Because you can see the letters in Washington State Cougars. That takes some energy. That takes some effort in there. I'm gonna go with Coastal Carolina's mascot because there's or is that Tulane? No. Actually, I like Coastal Carolina and Tulane's mascot. Both of them are mascots. Like if Clemson mascot was a walking paw, I would give them credit, right? Like, but when you go to Clemson game, you don't see anybody with a walking paw. You see a mangy cat. The Pirate of Eastern Carolina, Rock Chalk Jayhawk. Outside of that, a lot of these other things are just letters and USF. But would you know that was the University of South Florida by just looking at it? It looks like an evil bull. That's the green wave. So it's green and it's a wave. Okay, like I get it. All right, whatever. But they tried. It's like somebody tried. Arizona State has a logo. But come on, M. Like that's not That's not a raw ass logo. That's a letter, man. It's a capital M. N and a D through a cross. I guess there's symbolism with Catholicism. Texas Tech, 2 T's. Ooh. Nebraska. I know we're gonna change. Nobody we're gonna make an N. A special needs crocodile is the #1 ranked logo. An autistic crocodile is supposed to be the no. You can come on, man. Like fans are just voting for who they like. A cursive A. No, good and damn well nobody in Alabama writing cursive. They speak in cursive, but they can't write in cursive. I'm sure that'll get a lot of people liking me. Anyways, man, just whatever, man. These are funny. This is the off season has been kind of boring, so we're starting list Twitter really early, but this is just bad. But good engagement, good for engagement. I just don't like. There's so much more. There's so much more to life than list Twitter. Like the cool, but it's not even. But we didn't even rank them by cool logos. We're going off of brand loyalty. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I voted, our logo is not even the fucking coolest. It's cool, but it's not the coolest. I'm going with Florida State all day, but it's not the cool. I don't like our new logo. It looks like YMCA FSU. The new logo looks like it's saying yes, bitch. Like, no, I don't like that. I like the old logo, but I understand why we changed the old logo. That guy is the reason why Bobby lost his games. The old logo is the reason why he lost his games. And he had to lose, his family needed to lose their coolness. But anyways, though. But it's actually, I joke. This does help with talking. Why can't they make the logo brown? This old DEI ass logo. Okay, don't make it brown. We're garnet and gold, right? We're university gold, which isn't true gold. It's a little bit browner version of gold. Like, why can't the skin? There are no white Seminoles. The Seminole tribe was a mix of Native Americans and freed and runaway slaves. They were not white. I'll be cool with that, man. Like, just bring that shit in. Like color that shit in, man. Why does everything why is everything? Why did we have to make Cinderella black or whatever the new thing? Bitch, why do we have to make the Egyptians white? Like, dude, we just chill out, man. Enjoy it, man. Like, just make it a little brown. Like, we know the Indians weren't white, man. Like, that dude, that it just makes me. It was. That just makes me love the Dave Chappelle thing. With he's such a great comedian. He used to write for Paul Mooney. Used to write for a whole bunch of people. He said Tom Cruise, which I love The Last Samurai, by the way. It's a really good movie. Even though that movie has been made a million times, that ain't nothing but Dancing with Wolves. If you go watch, and you know what else that is? Go watch Avatar. Go watch Avatar, and then go back and watch The Last Samurai, and it's the exact same fucking plot. Guy goes around killing the enemy, gets captured by the enemy, falls in love with the enemy, now wants to defend the enemy. Because it was with, yeah. But the Last Samurai, starring Tom Cruise. Really? The last Samurai, starring Tom Cruise. I'm gonna write a new film, The Last Nigga on Earth, starring Tom Hanks. It's just when you sit back and you really think about it, you be like, yo, man, this is crazy, man. But nah. Right. That was the last samurai, man. Oh, you know what? They all do get a little. That's what happens. It is realistic now that I think about it. You can make that movie so many times and it still be original. They all get a piece of some of that enemy tang. And it makes them want to change and fight for the life, risk their life for it. Last Samurai, you got some of that Japanese sake. Well, I mean, that's life. Their wars have been fought for vagina. when he said the way he said it, the last nigga on earth, starring Tom Hanks. Get the whitest white man that you can find. Oh my God. Oh yeah, that one. Tom Hanks has a son that can act. Well, he has one that acts black. The other one. Oh. He's like just like Tom Hanks. If you see him, you'll be like, oh. Like that be on like that meme. You the Jags said Trevor Lawrence throwing touchdowns or be Jamaican. Run some dog. He got the whitest white dude doing rhythms. All right, man. That's yeah. That was a good list though. Oh man. Oh. All right.
So Tulane, they took to their football schedule, decided to make a funny infographic, and they decided to place some food items. We know New Orleans is known for food with their schedule. So you see they have some real ones, and then they have some fictitious ones. You see like Northwestern, Chicago-style hot sausage po' boy, but then they got South Alabama, and they have some beads in the po' boy sandwich. I just thought this is a funny little infographic.
Yo, that's wild. Man, this is not okay. I can get down with this list, Twitter. This is good. Now I'm hungry.
What is there pennies in that? What
Yeah, so that one is for Memphis, and it's the penny because of Penny Hardaway, and I thought that was funny.
Oh.
FAU, the Cubano po' boy, Temple, the Philly, and then you
But
got,
they just add some remoulade or whatever they call it.
I like the
Yeah.
Army one, the MRE ravioli MRE po' boy.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
That's
That
funny.
probably was slap though. MREs.
po' boys or subs or whatever. They make creative subs like this. Yeah, waffles, pancakes, you know.
What's the Ole Miss one?
The chicken on a stick po' boy. Then ECU is a seaweed salad po' boy.
Damn.
But I just thought this was a funny list. Some of the food looked good though, like Northwestern. That one looked good.
Pull up FSU scope. Pull up FSU schedule. Let's try this one. See if we can create our own. There's what could we do? Tallahassee is not known for like food like that. We do. We could do a tender, which is nothing more than a fried whatever.
Oh.
Guthrie's doesn't sponsor us, so I don't want to like give them a bunch of pub. They sponsor another show, so. But fuck it, we'll figure something out. FSU's known for honey fried chicken, which they don't really give them anymore. Every Friday,
Damn.
they have honey fried chicken.
Honey fried chicken po' boy.
That sounds amazing. It's delicious though. All right, let's go here. Just blow that up right there. I already know what the first one we're gonna have. If we're using the theme of Tulane, it's probably gonna make some people sensitive, but you know how those snowflakes are. Starting off with a cotton po' boy.
Oh.
Alabama cotton po' boy, or an elephant. If we use their mascot, it'll be elephant tenders. Probably tastes trash. Very tough, gamey.
Yeah.
But a cotton po' boy. Eastern Texas A&M. I don't know what we could do with that. They do. They got steers. Got steers out there. And fuck it. Kent State. Is that the next one we play? Is that Ohio? A Buckeye po' boy. A virgin po' boy. For Virginia.
Hey yo,
A Virgin A. A Virgin A. A Virgin A. Virgin A. A Virgin A po' boy. Virgin ass po' boy. Miami. Honey fried ibis. That's what their mascot is. They're the Hurricanes, but they have a yeah. What did I call it? What did I say? A retarded duck. Is Pitt Panthers. What's Pitt known? What's Pittsburgh known for? They're for food. Are they known for some food shit? But we don't want to rape po' boy. Against your will. against your Scrapple. Scrapples are definitely a pencil. It's disgusting. It's disgusting is what it is. But that's what they do. Like it's crazy. All of the good stuff with Heinz Field, that's it. Ketchup po' boy. Stanford is the trees. Weed po' boy. That Obama Kush po' boy. Wake Forest, Demon Deacons. I don't know. This is North Carolina. Tobacco po' boy. Tobacco po'. That's over there in Tobacco Road. North Carolina is only state scarier than North Carolina is Georgia, because North Carolina has real cities, like a couple real cities. Then everything else is just backward south. Like Virginia Tech, a fire sandwich. People ain't gonna understand that until they go in. But Frank Beamer, their coach, like his face was fucked up because of fire. What movie was that where they were afraid of fire? Was that the Jungle Book, where the panther was afraid of the fire or some shit like that? Wolfpack sliders and a gator po' boy. I actually told somebody, it's just, I mean, it tastes like chicken. They didn't believe me when I told them that that's what gator, like, because we had it at one of the events that I've been at. I was like, I went right for it. They're like, oh my God, I'm eating gator tail for better part of my whole life. So, like, I mean, they had it. You eat it on your official visit to Florida State. You eat it once a year when we play UF. You put a little hot sauce on that bad boy. It's good eating. I mean, yeah, that was. I had to do a little bit more thought on that. What are y'all thoughts on the Florida State schedule if we took Tulane's advice? So, anyways, but that was kind of that was kind of cool that Tulane did that though. That's funny. That's a fun way to get your fan base engaged. That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, I thought that was a funny picture. Had to add it. Wish FSU we could do something like that on the food. Come up with some good food combos. But hopefully we did on the show. Let us know what y'all think.
Somebody did that at the combine. I forgot who they asked. They said, describe your game by a food dish. Because they asked some of the dumbest fucking questions at the combine. That was a good dumb question though.
We get into the combine clips, stats, information. We first wanted to start out the show with a overview of Indianapolis and Lucas Oil Stadium in the combine situation. lot of people, including the NFL, thinking about toying with moving the combine to a different city. I guess trying to get a more sexier city to host the combine. But this is one of the reasons why Indianapolis and Lucas Oil Stadium is a go-to destination and has been the home of the combine for the last 35 years, if I'm not mistaken. So hope you enjoyed this overview. And yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments.
Did you know that Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis was designed to host the NFL Combine, but that they might lose it anyway? So when Lucas Oil Stadium opened in 2008, it was an engineering masterpiece. The retractable roof weighs more than 5 million pounds, yet can open in just 11 minutes. It also has the largest retractable window in the NFL, with a view of the downtown skyline. But given that Indianapolis has hosted the NFL Combine every year for the last 35 years, the engineering team also added some unique features specifically for that event. The luxury suites can quickly transition into meeting rooms for NFL teams to host interviews. There are fiber optic lines running underground that connect to the local hospital, allowing teams to analyze 600 MRIs and 1,200 X-rays in real time during the combine. And everything is connected through a system of sky bridges, meaning NFL personnel can go from their hotel to the stadium without ever getting in a car or even going outside. The state of Indiana was comfortable making taxpayers spend millions of dollars on these features because the combine generates $10 million in economic activity every year. But now there's just one problem. The NFL wants to switch things up. Similar to how Roger Goodell has made the NFL draft a rotating event between various cities, the NFL is now letting other cities submit bids to host the annual NFL Combine. No formal decision has been made yet, but Indianapolis's contract with the NFL ends in 2026, and Dallas, Las Vegas, Minneapolis, and Phoenix are all interested.
There's only one place that I would. The problem with all of these places, right, is that there is nowhere to stay. Like so hop on the mic, Jaden, because I can tell you this, but legit, how walkable is downtown Indy?
Everything from the convention center is like connected to the stadium, so that's like a minute walk if you just want to say that. And then so those are right next to each other, and then all the hotels are within that radius, so everything is max a 15-minute walk.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, I put like it doesn't even feel like you're walking far. Like, but like, what day was that we walked? Like, was it 7 miles or something? We ended up walking.
Yeah, we walked on Thursday. What day was that? The 28th. Thursday we walked 7 miles. Yeah,
it was crazy. Like you and now the only downside is, but that's why the tunnels are there. And if you could get to a tunnel really quick, you don't have to like. We didn't have to walk outside the whole time. If you can get to like the JW, you get to some of these other places. They are connected by over and underground, up top path, skyways and underground tunnels. But when that wind hits you, it's fucking disrespectful now. It is extremely disrespectful. But so that would make me want to push to a warmer climate. But like, I don't want to go somewhere where it's not where you have to Uber. Like it just like the one thing about the Super Bowl is that on top of it getting crowded, it makes your ticket much more expensive because they don't put it in cities where everything is like right there. Like, and even when it is right there, it's still scary right there. So like the Superdome was no more than two miles from where, I think 2.5 miles from where we were at, right? The problem is you could foot that. Problem is you got to go through a lot of places that are rapped about in Juvenile and Master P songs to get there. In fact, the New Orleans Convention Center is where the Calio dead ends. And I don't know if you heard that, but it's a really great song about it. Third World, Uptown, Calio on the map. That means when they say it like that, that means they're saying it with some pride because that's where the soldiers live. I don't want to be no soldier. I'm cool with that. Like I want to just be a regular guy. And the lack of hotels make getting a hotel more expensive. So like I think. Because what happens is these like CBS, all the news stations buy these things, and the large training groups, they buy the suites at these hotels. And I've seen it because like that's what we got to do next time. I got to call my boy Brian. It is actually a really cool concept. And part of the reason why I got out of the training game, because I knew I would never be able to compete without a backer. Like imagine there being 3 floors of suites and you bought all those suites. And they're not cheap. You're talking about like $1,000, $2,000 a night for a whole week. and you buying 3 to 4 of them. One is for training to make sure that those guys are getting adequate, one's a nutrition suite, making sure they're getting adequate nutrition. And another one is just for them to be able to work out and do some other things. Like, I ain't feeling that. And they can't put it in Jacksonville because everything, you have to have the stadium. There's ain't shit next to the stadium to stay in. And then you have to find a place to park, and you're bringing a bunch of equipment. Nah, I'm good. I'm okay where I'm at.
I don't want to pay for it.
Taxpayer dollars do have to pay for you, right? And if to think about it, paying billions to get 10 million
Yeah, that's why I couldn't.
They get more than that because of the team. But I'm saying the team is there, so they also utilize this. They do a lot of other conventions. They've hosted the Final Four. They host the Big Ten championships. It's a lot of other things that came for this that make it attractive. Like where we were at in the Indiana Convention Center, there was like 3 other major conventions in there, and none of it interfered with the combine. You wouldn't have even known it. It's that massive. And it's connected to a mall, which we didn't get a chance to really go to, the Center City Mall. But I like it being in Indianapolis. There's a lot of things that you can only do in Indianapolis. Like right now, if you move it to New Orleans, nobody's going to know what to do. Right now, I can tell you per our all-in package what you will do at the NFL Combine in Indianapolis next year. We will go to 3 places. That is it. One place I don't really like going anymore because it's too many people. But we're going to go to Prime. We're going to go to Burns Cigar Lounge. And we're going to go to the JW Marriott. Those 3 places, you will see everybody that you need to see, and you'll be fine.
The building that they had there was so crazy. They had underground tunnels
Yep.
to get MRIs faster. And I'm thinking, like, what if this was used for like the hospitals or something?
No,
Nah.
they don't need it.
Nah. What if we put this technology to good use for like society? Nah. It's not enough. It's not enough.
No
It's
way.
not enough.
But with the thought process to make us be able, like, again, and people pretend to not see the correlations between the combine and the slave trade. And it's all there for you. It's like, it's not saying, we're not crying about it. We're just saying, damn, this really looks like you guys are trying to make sure your chattel is really taken care of.
The Underground Railroad.
You got the underground fucking railroad. Who would have thought? We need to get these kids. How do we get these colors from here to the south faster?
You can't just
We'll build a.
MRIs there.
To be honest with you, they could. It's not like you can't have portable MRIs. It's not like they don't have medical facilities on site for a lot of these NFL stadiums anymore. Nah, it's not enough. That's not enough. We need to make sure we get our bucks are taken care of. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Speaking of that, before we get into all this, man, we didn't pray. Angelo just made me think about their prayer. Before we get it any wilder, let's get Jesus in the mix.
Thank you, God, for another day. This is the last great
Want to know something funny? The offensive line, before they did their drills, every offensive line got in a big circle and they prayed before they did their drills. And it was the absolute worst group of all of them. So I don't know if God was cool with everybody else not praying to him or something, but like, I don't know. I don't know if God was just like, man, fuck fat people. No one wants to see how fat asses do anything, but he was clearly not with them on that day. But definitely fat phobic. You see what he did to Dank Deems or whatever her name is, Dank DMs. She lost the lift, but now we must know she has an OnlyFans account now. That's fair. It's fair enough. You're bigger than an angel. Definitely gatekeeping. They got to roll you through.
So before we get into the infos and graphics of other players in the combine, we're gonna start out with the 3 FSU players that were present: Ryan Fitzgerald, Joshua Farmer, and Azarie Thomas. So how we're gonna break this down is we're gonna look at their NFL Combine draft reports, then look at a couple of clips. While we look at the draft reports, seeing their strengths, weaknesses, if we agree with them or not, in their grades that they received. First things first, got our kicker right here,
Takes
Ryan
for Fitz.
Fitzgerald.
All right, so before we get into this, one of the wildest ones I ever read was for Kelvin. Damn, what's his name? No, it's not Kelvin Benjamin. He played for LSU. He's from Jacksonville, went to Trinity Christian. If you read his draft grade, the person who wrote it hates him. Like, they made him seem like he was one of the worst people to ever be born. He got drafted. He actually played a couple years in the league, but I had never known the kid to be a bad kid. He's always good around me, but I just thought that was funny. Sometimes these NFL draft grades are the most. But let's go. Kevin Tolliver. That's it. Kevin Tolliver. Yep.
So starting off with his prospect grade, he had a 5.6. So what that means, scroll to the bottom, you see right here, 5.6. That means candidate for bottom of roster or practice squad. So majority of the kickers had a low grade. I'm pretty sure the highest kicker or punter got a 5.69, less than a 5.7. So a lot of them were within this range as well. So this isn't really too daunting or too negative to look at. So seeing here, we're going to go to his strengths right here. So strengths, hit all 5 of his field goals from 50 plus yards out in 2024, knocked home a 59-yarder against Georgia Tech. Consistent performer over the last 2 seasons, creates good lift and end over and flight on deep tries, but his weaknesses has been somewhat average from 40 to 49. Ball flight can be hit or miss when driving intermediate kicks, and below average kickoff hang time. So we got a quick video right here to show his lethalness on the football field. So he had a official video of a 60-yard field goal. Yes, you heard me, 60-yard field goal at the combine. And the holder was none other than All-American punter Alex Mascherano from FSU. So enjoy this video and just looking at his dominance and just his technique. Let us know what y'all think in the comments from this 60-yard field goal.
This is it. Yeah, you are to use your timeout. This is it. Come on, Fitz.
You good?
Holy shit. God damn it.
We'll scroll down real quick with the people, man. Roll down. Like, look at my post. This now, I want y'all to just look at this, man. I'm such a big fan of your son and his resolve. He had every reason to tank and be down on himself, but he kept the faith, persevered, and is one of the better kickers in our program history. Great job. That's really nice, right? Yeah. Cool. Like, does anybody see any problem with what was stated in that? Click on that real quick. Scroll down. All right, scroll down. Keep scrolling. Nobody cares what you think, Dirty Dreads. Like, yo, my man just came off the top rope. I didn't even do nothing to him, man. Click on it. This guy really hates the program. Like, click on what he said after that. Yeah, no, I'm saying, like, you can click on the show the replies from mine. I just told him I'm trying to be kind and trying to diffuse. You're a clown. You're a fake reporter. You ask dumbass questions. Keep that trash ass YouTube show that you record in your basement up and talk down on black man. Yeah, it's just again. Deion not gonna dog. He's not gonna let you suck his dick, dog.
How could you ride so hard?
Like for a person that doesn't care you exist. Like,
Come back. You haven't spoken about Deion in how long?
and to be honest with you, how many times do I actually defend Deion? I actually come up and I'm like, I don't like. You're not gonna make me like Deion. And it has nothing to do with him being a black man. It has everything to do with your black man shitting on other black men when it's convenient for him.
What are you doing? Well, boy, your name is
I mean,
But he's also talking down on the black.
that's what I'm saying, dude. They don't even realize what they're doing. And I don't even know what he is. He doesn't have no avatar. It's probably somebody from. It's probably a guy who definitely eats ass. No judgment. Do whatever you want to do. But I just thought that was funny. I thought we should see that. Like, but man, just like I'm not even talking about anything remotely close to him. It's the most polite thing ever. If anything, I thought when I saw it, I'm like, yo, this must be when I was like talking about how I didn't necessarily think Shedeur was a top quarterback, which is okay. It's an opinion. It's not hating on him on somebody else's post. And I said, but I told somebody they had a lazy take saying that Shedeur is only getting talked about because of his dad. I think that is an extremely lazy take. But like, yo, my man just said, hey, fuck you. Like, says, I'm waiting on this. I've been, like, he was playing Phil Collins in the air of the night. And what trips me out, and sorry, I'm going to go on this tangent, is when people can tell you, like, clearly he knows I have a YouTube show, right? Clearly he doesn't know anything about Florida because we don't have basements in Florida. That's the thing that really bothers me more than this. You had an opportunity to really come with a good comeback and you didn't. Like, that was it. And if I did have a basement, basements are for rich people. So that means I own a home. So just chill out on that. I don't know, how can you be a fake reporter? I don't know what that means. And I happen to think my questions are pretty good. Like, people happen to think my questions are pretty good. But damn, and my dreads are not dirty, dog. I just washed some shits, man. Like, do you know how much energy it goes into washing these shits? I can't just wash this part right here. Everything else gets wet, and it's hard to dry the dread part. I gotta get a towel, and I gotta get a blow dryer to make it quick, or it stinks. But it's like, damn, my man came off the top rope, man. I'm like, damn. But all in all, I'm not apologetic. I'm appreciative because, bitch, at least you watched it. I didn't know you existed until that very moment. So I appreciate you. Y'all go follow, I think it's Buffs Boy or Skull Buffs with a couple of F's or something like that. Because anybody who has anybody who has 2,000 something followers, follows 2,000 people. Wow. Okay, hold on. I want us to just put this in perspective. He has 8,578 posts. 8,578 posts, and he's only been on Twitter since 2024, November 2024. So he hasn't even made 6 months yet, and that's a lot of posts. And he's saying I talk down on the black man, but he's the number one hater of Jackson State, which is a black college. But anybody who has 2,272 people that they're following and only have 152 followers, they clearly need attention. Y'all make sure y'all go follow this guy. Hopefully he listens to the show. Again, as bad as it is, things I don't enjoy, I don't listen to. So it's always weird to me. But I thought that was funny. I just thought that was he's not followed by anyone I'm following. So you know what? Put that in perspective. I follow Prime. Like, Prime doesn't like you. Like, just to put that in perspective, whatever. But shout out to Tits for Fits. 60 yards is far. What else? What other Florida State guys were making an impact in the combine?
So we got Joshua Farmer, defensive lineman right here. So you can see his potential grade, 6.29. What does that translate to? Will eventually be a average starter. So these are all prospective grades. So these were his combine results right here. So his 40-yard dash time was 5.11 seconds. 10-yard split though was 1.77 seconds. Vertical jump 29 inches. Broad jump 9 feet 4 inches. bench press, he rep 225 26 times. James, how was that number for Josh on the bench press? 26 reps, 225. Should have been higher.
I really like to get my lineman at 30, but I think anything over 25 is pretty impressive. It doesn't show that it doesn't show your true overall strength. That's more of an endurance thing. I just think, you know, you gotta like, but that's not really what you're training on overall. You're training on, and I think also it's, you know, the 20, like, again, over 25 is good. Now, here's where the more impressive things are with Farmer at his weight. 29-inch vertical, and a 9.4 broad jump. Anybody, I think he comes back to the pro day, and he's gonna probably get a 30-inch vertical if he redoes it. But he's close enough. And anything over 9 feet in the broad jump shows explosiveness. And that's really what you want as a D lineman, is to be able to show explosiveness, especially when he's over 300 pounds. Would have liked that 10-yard split to be a little bit better, but overall, he did well enough in those drills to be able to go make him some money.
And we got a couple of video clips of those drills you were talking about as well. Wait to pull them up. But Farmer, we got a chance to obviously see the linemen, got a chance to see the defensive backs and the first group of wide receivers. And a lot of people were slipping on the turf, a lot of slips, a lot of drop passes, whether that was from the quarterbacks or just from the receivers or receiving players, not receivers. And it was just, I don't know what a lot of it was. I asked James what was the cause of it. Most of it was them not chopping their feet properly, but also they did play on turf as well, so it's kind of a mix of everything. So what do you think about the turf at the combine, James? Do you think grass should be implemented, turf, because you have to play on both? So what do you think the combine should have rules for those type of environments for the players?
I think turf is just easier to maintain, and especially indoors. So it's a trade-off. People can get as mad as they want to get it, but like, imagine. Remember, was it Wednesday when it just poured? Were you there? Yeah, you were landing, I think.
Oh yeah.
Or it had just poured down raining. Like, imagine those guys having to do those drills outside on Thursday after it poured down raining on Wednesday and it's cold. So like, there's a trade-off that comes with all of it. I think, turf that's been, I call it beaten in, is a little bit better. And it just looked like they had just reapplied the rubber, and that's why they were slipping a little bit. But it wasn't a problem when Braden Fisk and them were doing it. So like, sometimes I think it's just an excuse. Now, outdoor environments, I think it's I don't think turf is good at all for outdoor environments, because especially in the South, man, when that motherfucking heat, when it's 100 degrees, it's 120 on that turf. So that shit ain't fun. So that would be my only critique on that. But I like the way it goes right now.
Yeah, just spectating and watching the combine, got a chance to witness some of these players, and just speaking on Josh, got a chance to see him at the Senior Bowl go against some of the top guys, linemen from North Dakota State. Went up against him in his reps, just doing his thing. And where do you see Josh going in the draft? Where do you see him falling, him placing first round, second round? Where do you see Josh falling in the draft based off of his combine performances and his and the Senior Bowl?
I can see him going late first round. I can see something pushing up for that. This draft is just not good, top to bottom. Like, I mean, if I can be being transparent, like, I mean, it's just, if you've got any talent, you're going to probably get drafted higher than you would the next year. Now Josh, I think, is going to have to go somewhere where they already have a really good D tackle. Like, he's got to go somewhere where the guy commands the double team. Him in one-on-one situations, especially against the pass, he's going to dominate. He's going to do very well. Right now, I think if you had to point any place where he struggles is when he's double teamed. He could get pushed off the. He could get driven back at the point of attack. He plays a lot like. So Josh was like 235 when he hit height when he entered college, or something like that. So, but he still kind of sometimes plays like he's 235. It's like, what are his weaknesses? What do they say his weaknesses are?
Below average first step quickness, consistently beaten to the spot by lateral blockers, tight ankles limit anchor effectiveness against double team. Dang, I'm calling the ankles tight. Unable to maintain gap integrity when engaging zone blocks, lethargic to shed and tackle in his gaps, lacks foot quickness to beat production on the edges.
All right, so my critique would be, I guess, where they're saying the zone block part is his weakness. Tight ankles. Come on, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here, dog. Like, what the hell are we doing, man? What the hell are we doing here? That's what I'm saying, but like he's a big guy, but like, it's just he's a big up top guy, but like this the fuck are we doing here, man? He's like, what is your problem with Josh Farmer? If we weren't going to draft Josh Farmer, Mel Kiper, what do you thought? Well, he has really tight ankles. What the fuck does that? Tight ankles? Like, that's what we're going with? Really? Tight ankles, man.
We got some video proof of the tight ankles right here. No, I'm just playing, but this is Farmer doing some of these drills, and we want y'all to let us know what you think in the comments. Did he snap in these drills? You think he could have done better? Let us know, but we're about to have the clips rolling.
That actually was pretty good outside of the slip. And that slip was more so him just not being fully planted. I will watch it one more time so I can make sure I see. So what you can't do, you have to you can't cut off your inside foot. So that's why he slipped. That was a really good drill. Does improve tight ankles, but I don't really know what tight ankles means, so I can't even help you with that. That was smooth. That was smooth. Notice the cleats. Look at the shoe game. I don't think anybody else was rocking their school. They were rocking who was paying them. He's rocking them. He's rocking who got him paid. Oh yeah, the fast dike. All right, we can check.
Sometimes I look at this, it's so ridiculous. It's a
The drills
stick and two hula hoops, just everything, and then there's billions of dollars around it.
And doing that drill, like kids, it's always my new favorite. Write it down, read it out loud. I'm going to judge you based upon how you run with a stick shoved up a dead pig that was wrapped inside of plastic, and you run around two big ass hula hoops. If you don't do that very well, I'm going to say you have tight ankles and you're not worth millions of dollars. If you don't run around two hula hoops, like, because I understand what they're trying to get. I understand what they're doing, right? Where in any part of football are you going to do a figure eight? Oh wow! Breaking news: FSU and Clemson are settling. They got their money. They got what they needed to get. FSU. That means the ACC folded. They gave them money to keep them around for a little bit. Nice. So that means FSU will probably get all their money back, all their lawyer fees paid. We'll probably have a new thing, but we're still not going to make anywhere near as much money as we were made in the SEC or the Big Ten. But this was always about money. Don't get it twisted. And if they got any money, they won. which means somebody's going to lose. That's all that means. All right.
Next, we have the last FSU player to compete at the combine, AZ, none other than Azarie Thomas. So we're going to start out with his draft grade like we normally do, and then we will go to some clips and a picture we have. So AZ got a prospect grade of 6.38, which means that he will eventually be a starter in the NFL. So we'll get into his strengths and weakness and some of his combine results. Did not compete in the 40-yard dash. We were speculating why he was not competing. Maybe he tweaked something. We did not know. He did not compete in the 40-yard dash. He was suited up in slides while everybody was running. So we were skeptical on if he was going to compete regardless, but on his broad jump, he got 10 feet, 2 inches. Then we're going to get into his NFL comparison, Jalen Watson, strengths and weaknesses, strengths, imposing size and length, as a press corner, stalls receivers released with a strong punch, crowds and connects to the early stages of the route, takes cues from receivers to turn, locate, and play the throw, seeks to occupy as much of the catch space as possible, long arms, and better attack and take on against perimeter blocks. So what are his weaknesses, you might ask? Average body control to mirror wrinkles in the route, roughhousing at breakpoints could lead to penalties, lacks anticipation and drive bursts for off coverages, below average recovery speed once he's beaten, too much lunging and arm tackling in run support.
So the only question I have is, when did they see this? Because we don't really play off coverage. We play man. I don't think he gave up a touchdown last year. And we gave up 3 touchdowns the year before that. So when are they watching him get cooked? I'm not saying he didn't get cooked. I'm just asking, like, when I read that, I'd be like, hey man, can you provide me with the data points? I mean, with some stuff to back up what you're saying. Because right now it just seems like you're talking. And I don't think AZ's a perfect prospect. Now, they're saying the roughhousing, that means he probably gets too handsy at times. And those could probably be considered PIs, but that's part of playing fucking man coverage. So, you know, I don't know. I do know this is 10-2 is explosive. And I don't know what his speed is. So like, I don't really know. A couple people are commenting on, we'll probably do a show or something with what all of this means. I think this is kind of similar to Texas settling with the Big 12 some years ago to prevent them from going to the Pac-12. But then they eventually left to go to the SEC anyway. So I do think this kind of keeps us here for a while.
We're going to get into some video clips of AZ right here performing some of the drills at the combine. Let us know what you think. Does he have tight ankles as well?
I'm going to start judging women like that. Baby, I like you. Maybe you cute, but your ankles is too tight.
So we
Do you think Vashti, that's what Vashti really wanted to say to old girl Josina?
Bro, that was...
Why her heels always leaning? Yo, Vashti, Miles. You ever seen somebody who, like, I'm like, Vashti, those are not your intrusive thoughts are out loud. Like we literally walked by this lady, and we're walking by, and she's right, like, the lady's here. Vashti's where I am at. I'm Vashti. She walks by. As soon as we get to her, why are her heels always leaning as we're walking past? And I'm like, yo, she is right there. That's why give me all. You know what? That's what they like, thick ankles on them thickums. They don't. His ankles ain't thick enough. They need cankles out of our D line, out of our interior linemen. That means they got good stock. But man, go ahead, bro. Hips look fine to me right there. I'm gonna tell you what I don't like about that. You're supposed to attack the high point of the ball, and he lets the ball. So About right here, he needs to attack it and jump, but he lets it fall into his lap, and that's not necessarily what we want from the drill. So boom, boom, boom. He's throwing it, 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 throwing it. About right here is where I want to see him plant and jump to go attack the ball. Matter of fact, he would have probably been perfect because that looks. No, he would have had to take one more step. That's his left leg that's planted right there. He's probably going to want to jump off that right leg. So if he took one more push, click it real quick. He would have needed to have taken the jump right where I told him to. But if he got a high pointed it at that point right there, we probably would have been okay. But he's looking to catch a punt. And that happens in football, but that's not what they want from that drill. But outside of that, hips flipping, not looking, there's no wasted movements. I can see why we played man with him and why he was pretty productive. One guy on the internet, remember when I was talking about him at the Senior Bowl, said he wasn't the best tackler. And I'm like, then I looked, I'm like, motherfucker's the second leading tackler on our goddamn team. That's not his job in man coverage, but seems to do it pretty good. That's why I say I don't know who the fuck some of y'all listen to. And again, for him to have them long ass arms, I don't want him catching the ball like this. I want him extending the arms out and getting it. Don't let it come to your body so much. But then again, he's also a DB, so does not fucking matter. I'm guessing he doesn't have tight ankles.
Yeah, it looks like he doesn't have tight ankles to me. So we got a picture of y'all two at the after his podium interview. Got a chance to snag a pic with AZ right here.
Definitely going to try to get him on the show. I inboxed him, told him he had a great day. Good stuff. Hope to see him. Now, I don't like when I'm lied to. I'm going to challenge him. Like, why you told me you was going to run the 40, baby, and then run that goddamn 40. We could have don't leave me with no surprises. But it's all good though. There's a lot of people didn't run it. But you know, I'm gonna tell you this: one of the worst feelings is to run the 40 after the guy who just made everybody go, oh, hey, this motherfucker ran a 4.3, and now you about to go up there and just showcase your 4.6, which is still fast, but now you feel slow compared to the guy that you had to follow up on.
Speaking of 40s, this is the top speeds for the 40-yard dash right here. So we got a chance to witness Maxwell Hairston in person run the 4.28, and man, he was moving in real life. I could not believe what we saw. So we're gonna get into some other names as well. Matthew Golden, did not get a chance to see him do the his 40 time, but we saw Darian Porter as well, and then Dante Thornton Jr. Man, just insane. And we got a chance to see Basul Tootin run too, and he was moving as well. And then these were the top players who had the fastest 40 time. 4.28 was the fastest in this year's combine. And man, these guys were moving, and the NFL posted a picture of some of their 40-yard dashes worst faces, and Joshua Farmer made the picture. So James, who had the worst face, man, because this list is crucial.
Making 40 faces, 40-yard faces. That's all I can think of is the Trey Songz. Like, the best one is the bottom right. That looks like he's the baby. That looks like what the baby would do if he was running a 40. Yeah, he's giving like, yeah. 28 look like he's being sodomized. Like the guy in the middle, like is that Josh bottom left? Yeah. Well, Josh looked like me on Thanksgiving after I ate too much mac and cheese and not enough collards. You need a laxative. You need something to help. Boy, that's a woof. Let me see it. Oh. Yeah, nah. The guy top left is definitely the face of the guy, the state trooper when you run. That's what that is the face that they're making. Like, you come here, boy. Don't you make me chase you. Oh man. Nah, that just looks like he's just running. The other one, like those two in the middle aren't good. Yeah, the guy the guy next to the racist state trooper just ugly. Like that's not a 40-yard face. He's just an ugly dude. Guy behind a guy on the bottom middle to the left, right next to Joshua. Those two guys, like him and the other guy, like they just look like they just running a 40. Like bottom right look like a badass little kid. Like
we got a clip of Maxwell Hairston finishing his 40 time with the 4.28 mark. So we can show you all. So man, we got a chance to witness this in real time, and he was moving. So we're gonna share this with you
like
all.
The noise that they make. Just, ooh. I wonder, is this gonna have the audio? Because the guys on NFL Network always talk like it's like the fucking golf channel. Like, bitch, they can't hear you. You're nowhere near. And now Maxwell Hurston is about to run this 40-yard dash, and he ran a 4.3 the first time. So, what do you think? He says he's a 4.2 guy. Let's see what he runs right now.
Here he goes. And he does it. That's got to be a great feeling, not only to run fast, but when you can hear the audible oohs and ahs from the crowd, is that
now
sub 4.3 time flashes up on the screen. I love it.
So just so people can know how it works, there is no sound in there. The NFL has figured out a way to monetize absolutely everything. You have to have headphones, and you have to be listening to the app on your phone. So you have to. So when people say, "Why are you always enjoy the event? Why do you have to be on your phone?" Well, bitch, because they're making us. It's the only way we can hear anything. That's the only way. Like we can't see there's no like we can see that eventually. The second 40 time, they'll put it up on the screen. The first one, you don't know what he ran. You don't know how fast unless you have the app.
You have to go on the app.
Look at how many people are here. You telling me? First of all, it doesn't take this many people to have a dude run a 40, but then you can't even get the number on the screen.
Nope, you have to watch it on the app. You're in person, but you have to watch it on the app.
It's a bunch of people pretending to work. That's what this is.
And that sums up the combine. So when the guy said I was a faker,
one cameraman running.
Now the camera people are working.
No, the camera
people are working.
Dude, the guy with the main rig who he follows him after the guy who showed him this guy. He's working. Like he's running like and he got some dude behind him. He's like he's
imagine a world where you have to capture the fastest some of the fastest mammals on earth in the wild with the fucking camera rig on you, and you're expected to run stride for stride with them.
Bro, I don't think you need that many people with blue tables.
And the people are bougie when they know it, the name tag we have just says media. It says like James Coleman WAP or WHAP. Everybody else, like the guys we have more of a square. The rectangular guys, they know that they know they're better than you. They know that they're better than you, and whatever, man.
One of the players that we got a chance to see at the Senior Bowl, and just got a chance to see him grow from his, let's just say, bad social media start to his D1 career, being coming from a small school, coming from a small town, but it's Arkansas's own Landon Jackson, an edge rusher. So we're going to go through his grade as well. But if you guys remember, Landon, he had the viral slap meme with the bags and everything like that. Coming from a small school, he said he really never got the chance to get that proper training with the bags. But from what we saw at the combine, he is one of the top prospects within that class. We'll go through his stats right here, but
powder.
He was his grade was a 6.35, will eventually be a starter, but 40-yard dash, 4.68, 10-yard split, 1.65 seconds. Vertical, a 40.5-inch vertical, broad jump 10 feet 9 inches, and he's 6'6", 264 pounds. And he definitely passed the eye test here. Was a problem. Definitely a physical player. So strengths, added more than 40 pounds to his frame at Arkansas, puts blockers at the end of his reach when he lands first, slinks into backfield with forward push, expansive downline range, wrecked Alabama's protection in 2023, played with good connection between hands and feet, flashes legitimate feel for timing, and has ability to open tackles outside edge. Some of his weaknesses, high
Alopecia.
high cut and plays without much knee bend at the point, inconsistent acre drop, below average body control, solid pass punch finds him due to linear upright rush attack, too tight hip to dip. I like how they wrote that. That was
I
cool.
like that. That's a kind of a pause right there. Too tight.
Hey,
hip.
yo.
What is your problem with her, Jim? What the too tight hips for the dip? Her hips too tight to dip. Oh, that's a bop right there. That's a bar. Hips too tight to dip.
So we got a video of him breaking the bag, or trying to not breaking the bag, but doing a recap of the bag video now currently at the combine. So we're going to get this shared with you all. Share this video. Oh man, I the wrong video. But while I find this, yeah, we'll talk about
last one you just put up. Like all the way at the end. Oh no, I was wrong.
Anyways, while we pull this up, James, what did you see from Landon at the combine? What you saw from his eye test as well? Just things. Do you think he'll definitely be a good value for the NFL teams looking to draft him?
I think he showed out. I mean, again, God did all the work, so like he might as well just showing up. Like he looks good. You cannot deny that. And I think he put on a good enough show to be able to get drafted pretty high. So kudos to him.
Yeah, huge shout out to Landon as well. Moving on, we're talking about the player. We also got a chance.
Oh, my bad. I just thought about something. By the way, for the 155 people watching on Twitter right now, if I could just implore you, 240 total, but if I could just implore everybody to just take a half a second right now and just open up the YouTube, guys. Do I need to put the YouTube in the comments for y'all? It just aggravating me, and the reason why it aggravates me is because Carlos Lachlan. I saw my guy. Shout out to national championship coach, running backs coach. He says, I'd be jumping in, I would be watching it. I love what you're doing. I love your corny ass show, as opposed to what the other person said. He didn't say corny, but he says, I love your show. And I'm like, yeah, coach, if you could do me a favor, just watch it on YouTube, though. That would really help me a lot. So if y'all could just go watch this on YouTube. I'm not telling you to take it off of Twitter. Keep it up on Twitter, too. But just click on the goddamn YouTube, people. Please. And thank you. All right, my bad. Go ahead, Jaden.
Another familiar face we got a chance to connect with at the combine. At the combine. But before that, at the Senior Bowl, got a chance to go to his celebration hosted by the Alabama A&M alumni. Make sure to follow us on social media, Sports Den Live. We did a recap of the celebration, the Alabama A&M alumni threw for Carson Vincent, the offensive lineman from Alabama A&M. Offensive tackle. To be more specific, we got his draft grade right here. We'll go through some of the stats like we've previously been running through. First things first, his prospect grade was a 5.89. That translates to average, backup, or special teamer. So what were his results? Ran a 5.12 40-yard dash, coming in at 6'7", 314 pounds. 1.8 10-yard split, vertical jump of 28.5 inches, broad jump of 9 feet 3 inches in the cone drill. Had 7.51 seconds. Some of his strengths: athletic feet with easy climbs, lateral side steps are quick, independent hands and sudden jab to punch, plays with adequate coordination between hands and feet. Weaknesses: impatient and eagerness cause him to overset, allows weight to drift too far when engaging the rush, requires an upgrade in mass and strength to play as a pro. Auburn defenders played through his attempts to sustain blocks. So we have a video clip right here of him working out one of the drills, and we want to let us know what you think of this video.
And they will be on the road to Green Bay, just like us, just like all of you. And
I mean, look athletic as hell in those movements. How much does he weigh?
Says right here, 314 on his
Oh yeah,
prospect
he probably
info.
could use the gain a little bit more. He probably get him in the 330s, 340s. But I think eating at a Division I program will probably help with that more. I mean, there's no disrespect to him or Alabama A&M, but it's like the nutrition programs at Auburn are a lot different than the ones at Alabama A&M. Just from my perspective.
Next, we're getting to the talk and the joke of the draft, Isaiah Bond. So Isaiah Bond said he was going to break his Texas alum teammates Xavier Worthy's combine record. Said he's going to run a 4.1 or 4.2, but Isaiah Bond did not.
Definitely didn't run that, but I mean, he's still fast nonetheless.
Still ran a fast time, but he did not run those times. And I had this funny meme pulled up for y'all right here. So it says, Joe, I thought you said you'll never date that girl. Sends a picture of Isaiah Bond. Guy replies, what does that mean? And the response was, it means I lied. So that was hilarious. And we got the video clip of him running his 40 time as well. So you can see from the screen right here. Quote, I'm going to break the record, unquote, Isaiah Bond on Xavier Worthy's 4.21. Yes, 4.21 40 time. First attempt was a 4.41. Second attempt, 4.4. I think that was the unofficial time, and I'm pretty sure the official time was 4.39. I think they changed that as well. So got a chance to witness that, and let us know what y'all think from this video.
Can you do it? Isaiah Bond runs a 4.44.
Which again is a great time. It's a great time, but
can you do it?
His teammate ran faster, right? I mean, not Isaiah Bond. I mean, but Golden ran faster than him. So I mean, it's still 4.4, man. Like, I don't think people realize how fast the fuck 4.4 is. To be honest with you, I don't know if I want a guy who runs sub 4.3. You know why? Because wide receiver is more than just running in it's not straight line speed. You have to be able to accelerate. You have to be able to stop on a dime. And do you know how? Just think about how fast you drive your car. If you get your car up to 60 miles per hour, trying to stop it on a dime is pretty difficult, right? Like, just imagine if you go 100 miles per hour, how much brake time you need. And the more you have to slow up, the better chance you give a DB of putting it on there. So, I mean, but I think, you're talking to trash, and, if you hit the numbers, it's going to give you some money and endorsement. So I ain't mad at it. It's and he probably thought he could beat him. Like, fast people, you know what fat people do a lot? Eat. And they talk about each other a lot. You ever heard the best fat jokes come from fat people? You know what fast people do? Unnecessarily race each other a lot. to have to prove who's the fastest. And I probably can tell you why he felt he would do that, because he's probably beat him numerous times in foot races. And that's the reason why he got into the situation that he got into. Now, he had an alligator mouth and a hummingbird ass. His mouth wrote checks that his ass can't cash. Happens to the best of us. But Flourish King, Jerry Jones is somewhere watching, saying he's got to shouting out for all your other measurables.
Hey, yo.
And loving how fast you are. Hoping that, like what my guy do, Mr. Go 30s, like the first thing, one of the things that went viral when I took it and put it on my TikTok, he said, I thought your mama fast. I thought you were fast. Must have skipped a generation. But he damn sure wasn't talking about speed. He was talking about something else. So, but yeah, that's good stuff though. Good for him being able to run a 4.41. My body, they don't make Coleman's with hamstrings like that to be able to go that fast. If my son runs a 4.41, it's because we lied and we got the perfect wind and we did everything. He'll never run a fucking 40 again in his life once it gets documented.
Next thing I'll talk about, another one of the major discrepancies within the combine regarding Jalen Milroe's not QB ability, but his hand size difference from the Senior Bowl to now. What does that mean exactly? Well, you can see right here, Milroe had an 8 6/8 hand size at the Senior Bowl, which is notable as it's under the threshold of 9-inch hand size. Today at the combine, he's up to 9 3/8, almost jumping a whole inch. So, what do you,
it's interesting.
What do you think happened, James, to even get this discrepancy, get these differences with the hand size? Because that's a major difference right there.
Well, sometimes your size matters based upon who's measuring and how much they like you or not. 5 inches can look 5 inches. A woman could take a dude with 5 inches and tell you feel like 10 if she likes you enough. But then you find a woman that don't like you and she gonna bring you back down to reality. Now, there's also enhancers that you can take. 8 inches, there's nothing wrong with 8 inches. 8 inches is good enough. There are guys in the NFL who only have 8 inches. I don't know why people feel the need to always have to judge it by you have to have 9 or 10. It's not necessarily going to get the job done that much more, but he might have been more excited this day. His blood flow might have been going a little bit better.
Hey, yo.
May got some blue chews, might have went to Alpha Clinic online. Now he has a little bit more, like his side, he grew. Maybe he's a grower and not a shower. Like he needed to be a little bit more competitive. OJ Simpson said the glove didn't fit because, but they say when you watch it that he has arthritis and they didn't let him take the pain the medications, so his hands swell up a little bit more. So I'm just like, the reality is somebody measured wrong. That's what truly happened. Real talk, when Bryce Young got measured, Bryce Young was a couple inches taller at his pro day than he was at the combine. So like certain things they do and there's tricks and blah, blah, blah. That happened, like I've heard that's the old Indian method. They say, if you massage and you stretch it out, it could grow a couple inches. You could get a little bit more.
Hey, yo.
All I'm saying is I don't know. My hands are of adequate size. So I've never had anybody come to me and say, you know what, your hands are too small. But I have shaken some hands before and that made me uncomfortable because the hands were so damn big.
Smack your goddamn daddy.
And I'm like, man, how many other people's hands are you going around? How many hands have you entered? Because that's uncomfortable. Like, if it's uncomfortable for me, I know it's got to be uncomfortable for somebody else to shake your hand because, that's a big hand. But again, the team that loved him loved his hands and thought his hands were good enough. And they wanted to make sure that them hands were, adequate, right? But that's still wild to talk about. And how? But did you remember when Trevor Lawrence got drafted? Like it was a quote. The guy was like, "Trevor's got 10.5-inch hands. Oh my god, they're huge." Like I'm telling you, the combine is when all of that come out of these dudes. It comes out of these guys, man. Like dudes with dangly earrings and sassy ass talking points like they do that be lying on their dick, and then other cats like this, like it just be the shit, just the sugar come all the way out of them. Like just oh my god, they be, the way they talk, their mouth all of a sudden get watery. That's terrifying. It's terrifying to be on the other side of it, man. I think it's weird. They be at St. Elmo's sitting by themselves all the way up in the top of the loft, looking like a goddamn Drake music video. Jerry Jones is definitely one of them. Jerry Jones like, ooh, let me feel your hand.
Speaking of hands and touchy subjects, got a chance to link up with Deshaun Watson's QB trainer James. His by the name of Quincy Avery. Shout out to him. Got a chance to get a picture at the combine. Who else are some of the guys he trains, James? I know you mentioned Deshaun before, but any other notable names you know off the top that he trains?
Man, I'm not gonna ask Q. I'm not gonna ask Q about. Well, Q will be on the show Friday, so Q is coming on the show on Friday. Y'all can ask whatever you want to ask Q. He's really he was the nut ass freak bull. Like he just fucked me up, man. Like I should have asked him if he's giving this technique to Justin Tucker, but nah, Q is really one of the best ones. Q's had a lot of guys. He had I think he had Cam at one point, Cam Ward, that are the top two. I would put those as my 1 and 2, wherever you go. But like, it's not as he's not. But basically, if it's a quarterback he had Justin Fields at one point. If it's a quarterback in the Atlanta metro area, they're probably training with Q. He has his QB takeover, which has done a really good job of helping develop young African-American quarterbacks, any quarterback, but like people always get real sensitive whenever you say black. Like I like trends. Just like when I used to say I make white kids fast. Are you only train white kids? No, bitch. I train whoever the fuck pays me. It just happens to be 75% of my client base is fucking white.
But you got them talking.
Then I got them fast and I got them talking. Like if you want to bring your colored kid over here, we'll train his ass too. I was like, but let me tell you, and I would always challenge him. What's more impressive? Timothy running a 4.5 or Jerome running a 4.5? Everybody knows they want to see little Timmy run the 4.5 because they couldn't believe Timmy could do that. But anyways, yeah, Q will be on the show. We'll also have the guy who does the raw athletic score. We'll probably have to do a special show on Thursday, breaking the draft out. So we're gonna get some. The thing is for this fake reporter know everybody. So like again, I'm gonna find people that know me even when I'm trying to hide and be humble. It happens. It's actually kind of annoying sometimes. Except for when Keenan came up to me. Shout out to Keenan McCardell. And then whoever the guy with the Bears that I was talking to, have no idea who he was. But I'm just saying, he was talking to me and Keenan. It was cool because he was just like, he was talking to me and I'm like, you must think I'm somebody else. And then he asked me, so what do you think about Liam Cohen? Duval? I was like, damn, you really? I was like, this motherfucker know who I am. Oh, shit. All right. My bad. I didn't know. I was too embarrassed at that point to ask him who he was at that point. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, this is some of the statistics from the QB takeover. $20 million in quarterback scholarships generated. 140 D1 and D2 athletes have gone on to receive scholarships. 100% personalized scholarship-driven private training, and 700 plus youth athletes who have trained with quarterback takeover. So definitely putting up some numbers.
Like, and then what happens is, this is why I don't take offense to stuff. I posted that I was talking to Q about some of his quarterback opinions. So I'm gonna tell you this: whoever that dude is that hates me with the Scope Buffs, you're not gonna want to watch on Friday. I already know you're not gonna hear what you want to hear. He's also Q is the one. Remember when Deion Jr. met him and Deion Sanders Jr. went back and forth about his brother, about Shiloh, about Shadur, and like that was Q. Q's gonna give his opinions on quarterbacks. It's gonna be very some gonna like it, some not gonna like it. They sell these. I was like, what his opinions probably weren't good. I'm like, hey man, I'm just here to try to get commentary, dog. I don't know I can give you my opinion on a quarterback, but I don't really know if the quarterback was good or not, and if he didn't do what he was supposed to do. I just know if it was a completion or an incompletion. And this is coming from a guy with football knowledge and IQ, but I don't pretend like I know every fucking thing. Some of y'all could really get over your fucking selves. PSA from Big Game.
Yeah, so we got a chance to meet up with him as well. So huge shout out to him. Wishing you nothing more than the success and that $20 million generated in scholarships. Not many people can say they've done that. So congrats to you, man.
I be liking to flex what I've done as a trainer, how many kids I put in college and shit, but ain't that. It ain't $20 million. I don't think so. That's $20 million. It's a lot of millions of dollars. That's we make sure we put that on. I'm gonna call a little cappuccino. You inflated that just a little bit. It's just like and there's nothing wrong with that because it's not far off. When I do the Mandarin U stuff with the scholarships, we're somewhere between 75 and 80 new scholarships that our guys have gotten this year.
I mean, how much is the average scholarship?
About 50,000 or more.
50,000. I can't.
Maybe 100 if a kid. Well, for him, a lot of kids going out of state, so you got to add the out of state number.
Oh yeah, that's
but
right.
like I'm gonna put let me get 3 more new scholarships from my guys. I'm putting 100 new scholarships generated. We ain't far off from it. Like we somewhere around it. When I put the big 3 that we had graduate, we got 1.5 million in estimated NIL deals.
Who gonna do the math?
I don't know what they make, but it's something like it. But shit. Fuck them. You talk your shit, Q. Lie to them. All I know is my dog doing it big. And him and Dennis Thompson are really, really good at what they do. So
we had some news coming out of the combine, major news regarding Penn State DN Abdul Carter. Now, this is DNU right here coming out of Penn State. And tests revealed that he had a stress reaction in his right foot, and the Penn State standout will need to decide soon whether to have surgery. There are mixed opinions on whether he needs surgery, and we will figure that out in the near future, unquote. Carter's agent, Drew Rosenhaus, said Wednesday night in Indianapolis. And I was reading around, researching, and it seems like a lot of NFL teams aren't taking this injury with too much emphasis. Many predicting that he will still be in the top 5 range for the NFL draft. James, how severe is this injury, and are NFL teams going on the right train of thought by still picking up Abdul Carter, knowing that this injury is lingering?
Well, it's 2 things that can happen with a stress fracture. You can either break it or you can let it break on its own. It could take forever, but either way, it's something that it's a like weeks injury. It's not like a season-long injury. So now if it breaks when the season starts, you're out. You're basically out for that year. But from now, March to the season not starting until September, it's really not the end of the year. Even if, to be honest with you, even if he doesn't perform to the level in which you think he should perform this year, I think he's a good enough prospect that you take the risk on it. And just know that you basically gonna have the red shirt of a year. So I think he's that good.
Before we get into some breaking news out of the NFL world, do a little quick run through, James. It's what's it called? What do y'all call it? Twitter list?
List Twitter.
List Twitter. So we got another list Twitter. I want to hear your opinion on this. I thought this was a cool graphic. Huge shout out to Dov Kleiman. So who do you think are the best players by division? So we're gonna blow this up. We're gonna go one by one. So NFC West, Puka Nacua. What you think about that one?
I think, NFC West is a terrible division, but Puka's really good. So anybody on the Rams has to be it.
So Saquon,
Definitely.
No question. Justin Jefferson, no question.
NFC North, my bad. Yeah.
NFC South, this one's hard because this is a little stinker division, but you got Bijan.
Actually, go back. No, Justin Jefferson isn't the best player in the NFC North. I don't know if I wanted to be Sonic or Knuckles.
No way.
Better
That's
than Justin Jefferson.
crazy.
Justin Jefferson has the only reason I know about Justin Jefferson is because he's on my fantasy team, and his quarterback is trash. But he has multiple games where he did not impact the game at all from a touchdown. One in particular being when they played the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they won 12-7. You don't have the best player in the fucking division and beat the Jaguars 12-7. That's what I'm saying. Like, just think about that. They didn't score one offensive touchdown, and they were in the red zone 4 times. Now, when you talk about those 2 running backs, them motherfuckers is good. Also, the Pilgrim was really, really good for the Detroit Lions. It's a reason why those motherfuckers only lost 2 games last year.
Man, but Jay Jettas though, the gritty
He is nice. I'm not
the
saying
gritty.
he's not
What about
good.
the
I'm
gritty?
just saying Saquon Barkley, best running back in the NFL. Puka, clearly the best player in a bad division. I just don't know if I could give Justin Jefferson that one. That's all I'm saying. NFC South, if you're gonna give him that, fuck no. You got to give Baker performed at an MVP level this year.
I would give it to Baker for sure.
Like if we're being completely honest and not judging Baker based upon the bullshit that he's been through. AFC West, who is that?
Patrick Surtain.
I'm cool with that.
Really? You cool with Surtain?
Who else is in the AFC West? You got AFC West.
Well, Patrick Mahomes didn't have the greatest year.
You're until Patrick Mahomes is not Patrick Mahomes, then you got to give it to Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. So Patrick Mahomes.
You're right. That's me. That they would have been more fair as if you do offense and defensive player.
But he won defensive player of the year.
Yeah. I mean, he's good. It's just, I'm okay with that.
AFC
but I think
East.
you got to give the case. Yes.
Josh Allen.
Yes, Josh Allen.
And then the North, Lamar.
Of course.
In the AFC South, you got Will Anderson, an interesting pick right here. Not saying he's a dog for sure. Won the defensive rookie of the year. Last year.
The Jags don't need to be in the fucking conversation. So you could X them out.
Yeah.
As well as the Titans. They fucking suck.
What about BTJ? You could have made
BTJ is good.
You could have made
but
a
he's
case.
not the best player because the Jags wouldn't allow him to be the best player because of fucking Trevor.
Dang, never mind.
Like, it's the Jags' fault that BTJ isn't in the fucking conversation because, again, fuck you IG people who don't know everything. Bitch, I betted on the motherfucker and I cover him. That's the reason why I'm mad at Trevor because he wouldn't throw to BTJ. He didn't figure it took Mac Jones, the guy who went to Bowles, which is the Harvard High School of the South in Alabama and all this shit, to realize that shit. And the Colts are just the Colts. I guess in this situation with a bad division, you have to give it to the best player on the best team in that division, which is like giving it to the tallest midget. It's still short. AFC South. You're talking about what we're talking about? Oh, Browns are in the north. Yeah, north. Myles Garrett is while very good. He's not better than Lamar. Like Lamar Jackson is the best. See what I'm talking? Luke agrees with me about the AFC, the NFC North. That's why I say I don't know which one, Sonic or Knuckles, but both of them. Like, it was criminal what they did. BTJ should be a 1,500-yard receiver this year. Yeah, he was skedaddling. For you know, if they did watch BTJ versus AZ the year before, there was some plays where it made it look like BTJ beat him, but also on those plays, goddamn Jaden Daniels was running for his fucking life, so he wasn't going to look at BTJ. So, I forgot. We ain't giving no love to the offensive line. He is right. Trent Williams is better than fucking everybody. So, yeah, he's the only person I believe. Actually, his nickname is like Silverback Gorilla. I do believe we have many conversations. Could he beat a silverback gorilla? And I think it would be a good fight. All right, let's go ahead. Let's try to keep this. Damn, we're gonna have to do something else.
Twitter season.
Yep, we got plenty of other content to talk about, but we're not gonna go over 2 hours today. Not on the first show back.
So we got some breaking news from the NFC, more specifically the NFC East. Man, Debo Samuel, if you have not heard, was traded to the Washington Commanders, making this team even more stacked than what they already were. And they traded him for a bag of chips, a 5th-round pick to the Commanders. James,
personally think you're gonna see his play go down a little bit. Unless somebody can inform me a little bit more about DC. He's been dressing very zesty, and we know that's what the San Francisco treats are. That's what they do out there. But now he's going to DC, and I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna be wild. But Debo is Debo is definitely what they were missing. The gadget player, and I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean a guy who can run the ball, catch the ball, do all the different things for you. Because San Francisco's trying to get rid of was it Ayuk too?
What's happening over there?
I don't know what the fuck is going on with John. But they just paid all that money to they're getting ready to pay Purdy. So I guess they're trying to find something to do. Like I don't know, man. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Washington's gonna be the team you want on fantasy.
Yeah. Yeah. Can they stop somebody?
I don't know. It's just
I'm definitely going to keep picking their tight end. It's only one way to beat the Eagles is to give the ball to the fucking tight end. Just for whatever reason, Kansas City didn't want to do that. So, but yeah, wild times.
Yes. Hopefully they do well, but when you
I guess DC does have a lot of community people out there. A lot of members of the community. So he may be welcomed home. Good for Debo.
Yeah, good for Debo, man. Hope they have success. Hope they have the success that they want for the program, for the Commanders. Now we're gonna move on to our big games BS segment. Get this through right quick for you all. So first things first. One thing from the combine I wanted to talk about was I didn't know how to feel about this situation, about this situation in the combine.
I thought you were talking about you put Joy Taylor's nephew
Oh
up
no.
there.
But Colorado State tight end Dallin Holker caught a one-hander with a ball in the other hand in the gauntlet drill. I didn't know what to think of this situation because obviously, if the drills, you're supposed to drop it as fast as you can because you got to catch 7 passes. But it looked cool when he did it. But if it didn't work out, he would have been clowned. So let us know what you think in the chat. Was this cool? Was this part cool? Part stupid? Let us know what you guys think in the chat.
It's the end of a drill. So Dallin Holker thought it was the end of the drill and held on to the ball that he shouldn't have held on to. And then realized, wait a minute, there's one more. I'll just catch that with one hand.
Fantastic.
And he's now got 2 footballs he's running with. We've never seen that. It's the end of a drill.
Yeah, that's okay.
So Dallin Holker thought it was the end of the drill.
I don't know which one he looks like.
And held on to the ball that he shouldn't have held on to.
Or he does look like one of those guys from the old History. Is it History Channel or A&E that did the show Vikings?
It was on Netflix for a while too. It's a great show. I can't remember though.
Yeah, I mean that's cool. If you fuck, it's one of those things in football. They say if you fuck up full speed.
Yeah,
and that's a fuck up full speed, and he made stuff work. All on Twitter.
All on Twitter.
260 right now on Twitter.
Yeah, y'all need to slide to the YouTube, y'all. Please slide to the YouTube. We got to get the YouTube numbers up, so please slide to the YouTube. And then next thing we have on our Big Games BS protocol, we're not gonna. How should we do this? Should we play it just for us, and then you just kind of narrate the reaction, or you want to just play it on the screen?
We're gonna clip it.
Oh, okay.
We'll clip it, and so we got to show this. Wait a minute. Oh my God! This isn't even the one I was thinking about. He's got 3 solid segments on SNL, but this one was good.
So if you guys are wondering who we're talking about,
remember it's not sexual harassment if they like
it. we talk about Shane Gillis on SNL doing his thing. Man, he's been wrecking SNL with his invites back because they fired him from the show a little while ago, and then making this comeback, and he's single-handedly saving SNL with these skits. So Let's see how you guys like it.
You can ask a coworker out once, but if they say no, you cannot ask them again.
So wait, question. I can ask anyone out one time.
I guess technically, yes.
Sweet. Laurel, will you go out with me?
No.
So that's it then. Like, that door's closed until it resets at the end of the year.
No, it doesn't reset.
Okay, I think I understand. I can't ask Laurel out again, which means I have to move on to my second choice. Carly, will you go out with me?
Don't love that you called me your second choice, but sure.
See, this is interesting. Because I don't want to go out with Carly.
And this is how they treat you.
So can I take that yes and bank it and use it on Laurel?
There's no banking it. It's
Basically
not a
what Travis
game
Kelce
show.
did with his girl.
Excuse me, I have a query.
Okay, Eric.
And this is the guys who
Are
go
we
after
allowed
the
to ask
black
women
people.
if they are ticklish?
No.
Oh, so you're saying I can just go ahead and try? Tickle.
I don't.
No!
Another question. So we all know Clark is gay, right?
But this is good. This is good.
Well, now that we all know Clark is gay, which I'm personally fine with, but
Can
since
I
Clark
use
is never
this?
going to ask a woman out due to his condition, does that mean I can buy Clark's asks?
Sure, $20 a pop.
Great. Here's it's like $1,500.
Why do you have so much cash on you?
Because I go to the strip club at lunch.
So, one, Shane Gillis reminds me of a partner I have, which is in that clip right there when he was talking. But like that clip, and then the black anchors on the news, like the midday show, they were doing a competition of who's worse, black or white. And like they did like 4 black people, like 4 white. They're like big time drug bust happens. And they're like, uh-oh. Meth. Oh, woo, that ain't us. That ain't us. And the 2 black, they're like, and then they're like, well, how do you know it is? Come on, meth. In a quiet suburban neighborhood. Psh, definitely ain't us. That's 1-0. And then Shane Gillis and this Jay, they start getting competitive. And Shane's like, come on, Laura. Come on, man. You keep calling us, you making us look bad. You keep getting the white people. Get some black people in there. And then he had another one. Was it 2 beers? A couple of beers. Like they made it seem like it was a medical thing. Like, is your life sucking? You're not doing all these different things. You don't feel like you're the same person. Here, take a couple of beers, and everything will be okay. And it was just, it was definitely different. And unfortunately for Keenan, Keenan bothered me because Keenan was trying to. Shane's was the real funny. Keenan is doing what they go to school to be funny for. Like that, are you so I could just tickle anybody? Bitch, that ain't how we move, dog. Tickle. What black man you just see going around tickling motherfuckers? Actually, you know what? I'll end it on this. Black dudes going around saying that random people sniffing them. So maybe they are going around. Maybe some of these new Negroes is going around here tickling cats. But if you're tickling women, you deserve to be fired in public. Like, it was just really weird. And like this Keenan's was weird. He's better than that. Now his skit with the midday stuff was cool. But that was weird, brother. Come on. You making us look bad out here, dog. I don't look like you, but you're making some of the regular black dudes in corporate America look bad. But on that note, we are over 2 hours. We got plenty of shit to talk about. Probably have to do another show, but that's what happens when you miss. The good thing is we got plenty of stuff. Please make sure you guys check out the Wednesday show. Make sure you check out the Friday show. We'll have special guests on both of those. Make sure you go check out the Combine content. We'll still be posting up some stuff. We got day in the life, so we got all kinds of other shit going on. Outside of that, really appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me, and we will see you guys next time.